Hello and welcome to another Oblivion Play stream, where hopefully this stream will go a lot better than the last one did, because we had a bit of an issue with X-Plane crashing. But anyway, we're here in Manchester again. Short flight over to Dublin, approximately 50 minutes flight time, so quite a short one today. Using the, as we have the last few times, using the Zibo 737, excellent add-on and freeware, which is unbelievable. Bear in mind the quality of this add-on. Right, well, let's jump into the cockpit where it's a bit quieter because that GPU is so loud. Right. This isn't a formal tutorial, but obviously if you follow what I'm doing, you get a good idea of how to operate the Zibo 737 from cold and dark. So, first of all, battery on, put the cover over. That brings everything alive, and then switch the ground power on as we've got connected up to the GPU, which tends to be the case when you're operating out of European airports. Don't tend to use the APU from the stand unless you have to. So, ground power on, and align the IRSs at the top. We would put the yaw damper on if the APU was running, but we don't have that functional just yet. Fuel pumps on, and just run in kind of like a W pattern over the overhead panel, just to do our kind of pre-flight flow. So window heat's on, we leave the probes off until we've pushed back. Same for the electrical hydraulic power. Emergency excuse me, emergency lights armed, and put the cover over, and then passenger signs on as well. Oops, wrong way. And moving down, we get the position light on. Flight altitude of 340 today. Those of you who've watched a few of my streams in the past, I hope you like the new eye candy across the top and the bottom. Just give you a bit more kind of in-flight information as we're going across with the flight progress bar, and then the little bit of flight info at the bottom. Added some in-stream messages as well when people subscribe, donate, and other things as well, like the landing rate notification as well. Hope you guys like it. Packs to auto. Recirculation fans are on already. Flight level 340, and then landing altitude is 242, so we'll go 200 on the landing altitude. Make sure the altitude and pressurization panel switches to auto. Let's get our ATIS for Manchester, and then we can put in our altimeter. So just refresh it to make sure it's up to date. 1023, no significant change expected. And just bring that to 20. I prefer the map display to be showing 20, and then we can go to our FMC. You can also get your ATIS through ACARS as well if you prefer. And oh, I was hoping. Let me just see if I can get this to it again. Right, there we go. So literally just updated our nav data today. As it's been a switch of nav data dates. So Echo Golf Charlie Charlie for our position, and then bring that down to the IRS position so it can start aligning. And then it's Echo India Delta Whiskey for our arrival, which is Dublin. Flight number of 012. Runway 23 left at Manchester. Again, correlated that with flight radar 24, just to make sure that is actually current active. Tends to be at Manchester with the prevailing winds. Right, let's put our fuel on weight. So we have zero fuel weight of 51.3. So we're looking at another 4.1, so we'll go up to 9.7. No, poor mental arithmetic. 4.9. 9.9, sorry. 51.3. Actually, if we round it up, it actually would be 51.4, so we'll go to 10.0. Fuel weight is 3.9. Which gives us a takeoff weight. Is that right? Yeah, they're going. That's going to say that was way off. It's only just calculated at 55.3, which is perfect. Okay, so 51.4. Reserves of 1.0. Cost index of 20. And cruise altitude of 340. And then we'll go to top of cruise, temperature of -46. And the winds are 259 at 098, so pretty blustery up there. Wrong button. 259 at 98, yeah. Outside air temperature's 20. Doesn't feel like it here. Is xEnviro definitely working? Yeah. Whew. That's jumped up quite considerably, actually. Takeoff T rate 2. Climb of 1, just to get us up there, because it's domestic flight, classic UK domestic flight of climbing straight up and then climbing straight back down again. CG 24.1 for takeoff. Insert the V speeds. Departure 23 left. Don't know why I'm looking there. That doesn't tell me the departure, and it's the list to Yankee. After Listo, it's Quebec 4. Vabka. UL 8. Bilvo. Oops. UP6. Ramsey. Direct Nimat. And that's the start of the star. The star is Nimat 1 kilo. Into ILS runway 28. Again, correlated with Flight Radar 24, and that's the current active at Dublin. Just check everything makes sense on the legs page. There. Yeah, that's looking good. And back to the map. So clear that off. And then the takeoff page. So 136 for V2. Not the slowest. 232 for runway heading at Manchester. And go up 340 on the altitude. Perfect. On the flight directors, on the auto throttle, on the LNAV, on the VNAV after we've taken off. Oh, yeah, that's you. Select both, not to worry. I think that's us good to go. Just put the reversers in the rejected takeoff position. I think everything else is fine. So let's open up SimBuddy and get the passengers on board. So that's them boarding now. Not particularly busy at Manchester today, just a couple of Aer Lingus and Air France I can see.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. If you haven't already done so, please stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin. Please take your seat and fasten your seat belt. And also make sure your seat back and folding trays are in their full upright position. If you are seated next to an emergency exit, please read carefully the special instructions card located by your seat. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is prohibited on the entire aircraft, including the lavatories. Tampering with, disabling or destroying the lavatory smoke detectors is prohibited by... Captain, all passengers are on board.
Great, so let them make sure they're fastened their seatbelts. I've just got rid of that. What I was just doing in the FMC, I was just getting rid of that altitude restriction at Listo, just so we can just go straight up, because we're not operating out of ATC, so we won't basically get told to do so. Alright, let's close the doors. And get rid of that. Get rid of all the service vehicles. Just play the music. Basically, you have to play the music to the passengers and to keep them happy whilst they're waiting. But I'm just aware that there might be copyright issues if I do that with YouTube. Okay, so let's go run through the checklist. I'm pretty sure I've done everything. Battery switch. Yep. Yep. CDU's done. Captain, yeah. We'll start with the APU now. Turn the engine packs off and just put the APU one on. That's all looking good. Great. So let's do the before start checklist. The flight door, we just need to close. So flight door is closed and locked. CD displays are set. N1 bugs are checked and set. IAS bugs are checked and set, and the MCP is set for takeoff. So transponder we're leaving off until we're getting onto the runway. Parking brakes on, and we'll be directed by pushback driver, and then hydraulic pumps go on after a pushback. Okay, let's get our pushback truck. Before we do that, we'll just switch over to the APU and disconnect the GPU. And let's get our pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
What's wrong? So, once we've released the parking brake, we can carry on with the engine start checklist. Here he comes, magically out of the wall of the terminal building.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Excellent. Oh. He's killing me.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback and you may start engines.
Flight attendants. Doors to automatic and cross-check.
So pack switches to off. And engine number 2. Waiting for 20% N2. And then we can introduce that for fuel.
Captain, doors are set to automatic and cross-checked.
Forgot to set the beacon light. Hence why the gate didn't leave us. So that's starter cutout, so engine number 1 now. So it's actually saying 25% N2 on the checklist. I normally use 20% on 737, but I'm not sure there's a huge amount of difference. Okay, that's starter cut out. So what we'll do is we'll switch the bleeds over from the APU and put the packs onto auto, isolation switch to auto, and then switch over the generators from the APU, and then switch the APU off. And probe heat on, hydraulic pumps on.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Set the parking brake. Oops. Always forget to apply the brakes. Okay, and then
disconnecting tow.
flaps
Stand
5.
by.
And we'll just do the flight controls check. Full left, full right, full up, full down, full left on the rudder, full right on the rudder. So gens 1 and 2 on, probes heat on, no need for anti-ice, pack switches are to auto, engine start switches to continuous, AP bleeds off, start levers on idle, ground equipment he's just clearing up now, Flaps are set to 5 and indicating 5.
Tail is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Flight control checks completed and we've just turned off the lower DU, so that's before the taxi checklist completes. We'll just wait for him to move out of the way and we'll put the taxi light on and then we're good to go once we've got the thumbs up. So, thumbs up. Let's release the parking brake and let's get going. The flight attendant's getting the cabin ready.
Flight attendants, prepare the cabin for takeoff.
Aer Lingus has just landed. And another Aer Lingus. I think there's an Aer Lingus theme going on. I think it's because we're flying into Dublin. It's basically just loaded all the Aer Lingus flights. Alright, let's get the
Captain,
transponder
the
on.
cabin is secure.
And then we can just make sure that we're not going to hit anything when we're crossing this runway. Nothing appears to be coming in at the moment. We'll turn the anti-collision light on. Just so we're visible. And we'll get the flight attendant seated.
Flight attendants, seats for takeoff.
As we cross runway 23 right. So there's an Aer Lingus just taxiing down the runway at the moment, but it will turn off at the end. There's like a little turnaround point at the end of the runway, so we'll take off whilst he's on that bit. If we're quick enough. Nothing coming in. Clear to our left. Landing lights on. So we'll just line up and then we'll just wait for the runway to be clear and then we're good to go. He's almost there. So we'll just do the before takeoff checklist. So we're on the right runway, strobe lights are on, other lights are on, transponder's on, fixed landing lights are on. And the cabin's secure. Aircraft just clearing the runway now. So let's get going. 40% N1, engines looking good and synchronized. Let's hit that toolget button. Speed's alive.
80 knots. D1, rotate. Positive rate.
You're up.
$400.
just activate the VNav.
1,000.
Should activate in a second. Our nav's active, it's on the display. Gear selected to off. Don't know what's going on. It's very strange. Oh, there we go. Weird. Go flaps 2. Don't know why there's no VNav path. Go standard. And flaps up. And we'll do the rest of the checklist. That's all looking good. Love to set the VNav mode, but it's it's not letting me. Auto brake off, and the start switch is back to auto. Excuse me. If anyone has any bright ideas of why the LNAV's not working, I'd love to hear. I don't know if it's just a bug or whether it's I'm doing something wrong. So that's 10,000. Let's get the lights off. We can go up to 280. No, still not like this. It's very... Ah, is it because we didn't execute the... Ah, there we go. Must have done something which meant we needed to re-execute the performance data. I wonder if it was when I overread the altitude restriction. Anyway, we've fixed that problem. And let's release the passengers.
Flight attendants, you can resume your duties.
Captain, we have started the in-flight entertainment.
And let's start getting them some drinks.
Captain, we have started serving refreshments.
So passenger signs are off now. Altimeter standard. And it should be cross-check. Yeah, both on standard. And the rest is good. So, we're good to go up to the cruise. So I think that estimated time of arrival on the stream's very generous. Looking at the progress page, we're actually looking probably closer to 14:49 Zulu time. So add another 20 minutes onto that. It's just to do with our route. Taking quite a funky route. So note to myself, if the VNAV isn't activating, it's because I've not done something in the performance page. So that's something I've learned.
Captain, we refreshments.
Right, let's get the meal service going.
Captain, we have started serving food.
Thousand to go.
Almost at cruise. And that's our cruise altitude. Alright, let's have a little look at the approach charts in AviTab. So first we'll just get the weather information. So winds straight down the runway at 280 at 16 knots. Temperature of 18 degrees at Dublin. And QNH of 1022, no significant change expected with the weather, which is nice. So we're landing in ILS 28. Transition altitude like Manchester's 5,000. We're going basically straight in from the kind of northeast. And final altitude is 2,500 with a decision height of 200 feet. And then the missed approach, go straight ahead to Gannet, straight down the runway, climbing to 3,000. And then right turn to 220 to join the R278 Dublin inbound. And then climb to 5,000. Cool. Okay, so we're approaching top of descent, so we'll put in some of the information. So we're going down to, I think it's 2,500, wasn't it? Yeah, 2,500, so we'll put that into the altitude, the autopilot. So we're good to go when we hit that top of descent. Let's input our landing data. So we'll do a flaps 30 landing. We'll put in the ILS information to 111.35. Correct. 278 for the course. Landing speed of 134. Not bad. So it's about 10 nautical miles to top of descent now. Just slowing down a little bit in anticipation of that. Right, here's the vertical nav path. So we'll be joining that now. You can see it on the PFD as well.
Captain, we have finished serving food.
Approaching our decel point, we'll get the passengers seated now. We managed to get so far above the vertical nav flight path. But anyway, we're catching up now. Yeah, done that. Enter the VRAF. Just enter the minimums, which were 200. Okay. Navigation radio set. Water brake will set at 1. To the approach checklist. Don't need to do the flat 15 flap inhibit, so we're doing flat 30 landing. We'll do the landing lights when we approach 10,000 feet. So start to decelerate. Bring the map display down to 20 now. We'll get those landing lights on. Speed brake back. So just last bit on the approach procedure to do is just set the altimeters when we get close to the transition level. Okay, so let's get the cabin ready for landing.
Flight attendants, prepare the cabin for landing.
Just arm the speed brake. and we'll just set the altimeter to get the up-to-date one. 1022. The rest is as we're getting closer to intercepting the ILS. So ILS is online now. And in a sec we'll go flaps 1. Flaps 1.
Captain, the cabin is secure.
Flight attendants, seats for landing.
Might just need to introduce a bit of speed brake just as we're getting close to that flat limit speed. We'll just see how we go. Just a little bit now. And when we get to 230, we'll go to flaps 2. And then when we get to 210, we'll go flaps 5, and the rest is once the glide slopes are live. Alarm the approach. Flaps 5. And we'll get rid of the speed brake, we'll just arm it. So we're just cloud skimming, looks very nice. So almost there with the localizer. Couple more miles and then we'll be on our way down. Hopefully we'll break through these clouds. It's quite a low cloud base.
Thousand to go.
Make a right turn. Beautiful views. The Irish Sea and the east coast of Ireland.
Thousand to go.
Localizer's alive.
Thousand to
Glide
go.
slope's live.
Thousand to go. Thousand to go. Thousand to go. Thousand to go.
Right, we'll go flaps 15 and gear down. And then we'll go to our approach speed, which would be 139. Just about to see the Pappy lights ahead.
2500.
As we break through the clouds. We'll go flaps 25. And flaps 30. Just let it settle on to flaps 30 and then we'll take manual control. So slight right to left crosswind, 19 knots. And that's the outer marker. Alright, let's take manual. And let's take the throttle as well. Just get a better view. That's it. an aircraft on the runway. It's just taking off. There's one behind it, but we'll ignore that one.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
It's the only downside of using world traffic is you do get aircraft in your way sometimes.
Approaching minimums. 200 minimums.
Landing.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
That's 80 knots, so idle reverse. And that's 6 knots, stow the reversers, and we'll take manual brake from here. Simboy, welcome to the stream. Just in time indeed. Okay, so speed brake down. Flaps up. And lights off. Thank you very much. I've missed what the landing rate was. You'll have to tell me. Oh, I had minus 148 according to SimBuddy. I don't know if that's what my my indicator said as well. All right. Just turn off the water brake. So water brake's off, speed brake lever's down, probe heats we can turn off now. Start switches on auto. Flat leader up, transponder we can turn off now. Or turn it standby at least anyway. Minus 148, yeah, that's what my my SimBuddy says. Not bad. We can get the APU online now, and we'll start the timer. Do a single engine taxi. 1, 2, 3, and turn the APU bleed on as well. If you enjoying the video, do hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell icon that notifies you when I'm streaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted
Just
around.
full of Aer Lingus flights.
On behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board
So I'll taxi up to the gate, shut down, get the passengers off, and then we'll watch that flight on replay. So we'll take the next left. A good parking spot. We'll probably park over there. Actually, probably would have made more sense to carry on that taxiway, or wherever else we can find where there's a air bridge. Maybe over there. Oh, we got a British Airways, the normal Aer Lingus then. Check right and left. Yeah, we're good to cross. Oh, my favourite aircraft over there, BA 146. Is that an Air France? Yeah. Probably CityJet. Oh, Air France CityJet. Let's have a little look for a good gate. Let's go over there. On the little island thing. Switch over to the APU. What we're doing on, we've got loads of time, so let's shut down engine number 2. Oh, I should probably go left here. Oh no, straight on and then left. Take a left here, and then we'll just take the next available gates. I think it's that one there. Oh, we've got a little marshaller. Just turn off the taxi lights so we don't blind them. Quite, a little bit further. That's it. Parking brake on. Engine number 1 off. Hydraulics off. Passenger signs off. Anti-collision light off. Window heats off. And fuel pumps off. Let's get the GPU connected and then we get the APU off. And isolator switch to on. And let's get the doors open and the passengers off.
Flight attendants, resume your duties. Flight attendants, doors to manual.
Okay. And ground handling.
Captain, doors are set to manual.
And passengers off. Welcome to Dublin. So passengers are almost off, and then, like I said, we'll do some replays. Excellent, that's the passengers off. It's replay time. What I'll just do is just close the doors first, and then we'll be good to go. Really nice. Really nice. Chuffed with that landing. Thanks very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the stream, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps me a lot with my promoting my videos and things. And if you'd like to watch more, hit that subscribe button, click the bell if you want to be notified when I'm next streaming. Like me on Facebook as well. I will put the Facebook link in the chat. Basically just means that you will get some heads up on when I'm going to be streaming, so I always post when I'm streaming in my Facebook page. Otherwise, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.